Hello and welcome to another video of Ryan JP in Naval Action. Finally with my voice back. Last days have been really tough for me because I simply couldn't talk. Anyway, we are back in, let's say, action, and we are going to see a gameplay with Victory, our first rate. Now this was the same day that the pre-orders, the accesses to the alpha testing were reopened when PayPal finally allowed game labs to continue selling out the early access keys. Of course, that means that for this gameplay you are going to see something very strange, which is well, a battle of very big ships with a lot of very small ships. In our team, I think there were 4 or 5 yachts. I don't know, I don't recall exactly, but there were a lot of small ships. The other team has a couple of Trincomalis, a Victory, and I think it was a brig. The thing is, this battle was very interesting because of how funny it was at a couple of points. But well, at the very beginning is pretty much a standard line of action. You want to see more or less how the enemy is going to move and act according to that. Just loading a standard shot, not charging them. Even while would have been a good idea here because we have a lot of light ships and those things when closing can, well, they have a very nice DPS with double shot, but of course those were beginners and you can't really expect them to do very well. So I thought that I'd rather stay at a distance and see, well, how things develop. Now, well, yeah, new players, lots of them in the game, which is of course very nice. But on the other hand, well, new players have to learn, and sometimes you feel that in your teams because when you call for orders, they don't follow them. They are not used to work as a team in a realistic, immersive naval sim, which is okay. I mean, we all have to learn. And here you can see that was unfortunate. I had the perfect ranging shot for that first rate, and the ship healed a little bit, and I fell short. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, well, it's really nice to see new players around. But well, if you are new to Naval Action, welcome to it, of course. But I'd really tell you to take a look at videos of people who know how to play this game. Look at Bismarck, look at Sistrafe, look at, well, me. And see more or less what we do, how we do, because we explain why we do what we are doing. And that way you will learn how to behave in battle. In battle, try to join PvP. PvE, I'm never going to get tired of repeating it. PvE is good for 2-3 battles. So you can get a hang on the controls and you can learn a little bit of gunnery. Afterwards, really, you want to go to PvP. And now, people are going to tell me, but why? In PvP I'm going to get killed very soon. What I'm going to learn there? Well, you are going to learn because the enemy is going to challenge you. Yes, maybe they will kill you soon at the beginning. But that's the process of learning. And as well, when you are sunk or you have lost your ship, stay around. Click around to check what the other players are doing, especially so those who look like they know what they are doing. Because by watching other players, you will learn what they do and how they move and the tactics they pull. PvP is a totally different experience from PvE. In PvE you have bots that go in a straight line and don't use repairs efficiently, and it doesn't force you to learn. It's good to get a hang on the game, but really after 3-4 games there's no need to get more games in that. Get into PvP, look at other players, have fun. Overall, have fun. I mean, this is not a grinding game. Be mindful of it. This is not a grinding game. This is going to be an open world game where grinding is not going to be like I'm going to score some damage and I'm going to progress to the next ship. When OpenSea happens, you will have to earn your next ship, and if you lose it, it's going to hurt. So the more you learn now, the better. Anyway, enough of the pontification here. Salty Dog in his first raid is coming for me. I am a little bit higher. I tend to do that when I have a ship coming directly for me, because well, the raking shots over the deck tend to hit masts, and you might get a lucky shot. You never know. In this case, well, I didn't get any mast. It's very rare to get a mast in just one broadside. You usually need several. But well, at least I did something. So here I noticed that the team is splitting a little bit from me. They are moving ahead. Again, new players is to be expected. So I start moving away. But I have to force a plan because these guys are coming for me. And well, I'm going to explain exactly what's involved in a second. You can see the first rate is maneuvering to come towards me. It's moving close hauled, so it's not going to come really fast, so I have time to adjust. I'm loading double shot, as you can see, in both broadsides, because I noticed they are going close to me. Now the next thing I notice is, of course, some chain shot blazing past my sails. I go to battle sails to, well, minimize the sail damage I take. And if you wonder why, it's because when you are in battle sails, your lower sails, your main sails, are furled, are retracted, and they can't be damaged like that. So well, Salty Dog is coming close, and here what I do is to shoot my two first decks, the lighter guns. So you can see I'm in a little bit higher, just hoping for the machine shot. Didn't happen, but I have my two lower, stronger decks still intact. He's opening his broadside, he thinks I already shot my bolt, but I didn't. Of course he's going to unleash on me, but I'm going to unleash on him with the side, denting his starboard armor, and now I'm going to reverse my course as he unleashes on me and he puts a very strong broadside on my starboard side. But now I'm maneuvering. I have the wind in my favor, so that allows me to maneuver really quickly as well. Put a couple of carbonate shot from the rear on him, and I'm going to swivel back on him to unleash my port side broadside on him before he can get it out of the way. And this is going to decide the whole encounter. You're going to see it in a second. He's already getting smashed by some allies. But now I have the range and full broadside. Well, that's a really damaged starboard side. Now of course I'm trying to double back and try to win a rear shot, because I have some of my cannons from my starboard sides reloaded, and I can get a pretty nice braking shot. He's slowing down, and I notice that, so I slow down as well, because I don't want to crash versus him. So I let him pass. I'm taking some fire from behind. Happens. You can't avoid some things. You have to maneuver against what you have to maneuver. And here I come. Whole battery is reloaded. I get a wrecking shot. Unleash on him. And start doubling back to regain position behind him. I use one of my repairs because, well, as you can see, I have spread the damage. We both have taken more or less the same damage. I have taken it in both sides, he has taken it in one. And from now on, as I told you, this is going to be a fun game. Yeah, well, I'm going to speak about this guy in a second. We're going to be playing Chasey for a long time to come, because he's going to be trying to hide his starboard side. His starboard side is totally destroyed. One more broadside there, he's sunk. And I think I did a mistake here, a tactical mistake, because right now I'm focused on him. I'm trying to, as you see, I'm trying to win his starboard side. I actually think I rushed my shot here, because I have a very good breaking shot, and I went for the breaking shot. But in this situation, a breaking shot is not that useful, because I killed a lot of his crew, I massacred a lot of his guns, but would have been much more useful to shoot right now, because now he has his starboard side open, and that was a pretty strong mistake, because of course he's going to realize that he can't take any more there, and that's going to be a problem. So yeah, that's one of the mistakes. I mean, in that situation I could have done three things. The first, you have seen that. The second would have been unloading on this trincomaly on my left support side, which is going to be a massive pain in the ass. Um, and convince him that staying there is not a good option, and that would have helped, let's be honest. And another one would have been shooting once I was past the first rate rear. I went for the worst option, to be honest. But well, you know, breaking shot, you fall for it, and anyway, he's still showing his starboard side. I'm reloaded now, and well, right now we are going to start chasing one another. This guy is really turning to be a nuisance. So I'm going to put some shots on him from my three first decks, and once the fourth deck is reloaded, I'm going to shoot it as well. And yet that convinces him to move a little bit away. But the problem is that I have the other trincomaly also on my back. And yeah, at this moment I was kind of wondering where and what my team was doing. But again, that's the problem. You have new players coming in, they don't really know that they really have to protect the rear of the first rate because it's not invulnerable, far from it. And well, I had to endure the whole mauling on my own. So, going on, I maneuver back and try to win the rear of the first rate. And now, at this stage, I already have understood that before I have totally messed up my move, and I should have waited for shot on his starboard side. But now the one who's realizing that he doesn't want to give me his starboard is him, and it's going to be a problem because of course he's in a first rate. I'm in a first rate. We are both identical ships. We have very similar turn rates, and yeah, that was a Lynx crashing against my rear. Yeah, as I told you, new players. Well, happens. So well, right now he's starting very close. I know I'm not going to win his starboard anytime soon, so I take some ranging shots and I unleash on him. Sadly, that didn't seem to make a lot. I think most of it fell a little bit short, so that was unfortunate. So yeah, back to chasing. It is. And yeah, well, the problem is the frigates around me, they are putting a really heavy toll on my armor. And my rear is totally gone. I'm suffering you are going to see that the crew losses are going to mount up, and that's going to hurt my maneuverability as well. And that's going to be a problem as well for me to win a proper fighting position behind the enemy victory. I also have no rear cannons left because of all the shots I have been receiving on that end. I've used all my repairs because at this moment I know that to outlast this guy I must keep my armor up. So well, here you can see the first rate is stacking. This is a pretty good chance to get another breaking shot. I know I'm not going to make it into his starboard before he has done the attack, because he's doing it very well. So I unleash on him. And yeah, well, you can see his crew is decimated. He's down to 600 crew from an initial of 950. The rakes, they do so much damage to the crew. But yeah, the problem is that the rakes also do damage to me, and those frigates won't let me go. So here we are, it's my turn to attack. I do so, a little bit faster than him, also because he has lesser crew. When you have less crew, your reaction time to turn your yards goes significantly down, so you lose a lot of maneuverability. And that's probably the problem with him. I'm out turning him, but not enough, of course, because yeah, well, we are both in first rates, and first rates are not exactly the most maneuverable thing ever. He's still showing his port side. And the plan here is, I know he's going to keep this turn. So I try to go in a straight line to, well, at least slip behind him as he turns, because at one moment or another, he will have to give up. Probably once the circle is full and he's coming against the wind again. At that moment, I will be able to go past his rear and win a shot on his starboard side. Of course, he also is going to shoot. And yeah, it hurts. But well, it's what happens. Yeah, coming close to his rear, he's maneuvering, he's turning, and as you can see, I'm not rushing my shot. I'm just coming close, trying to pass him, but I see he's turning, he's not giving me his starboard. So in the end, I decided I have to settle for another breaking shot, because he simply won't give me his starboard. So I start taking some ranging shots, adjust a little bit, because he has moved a little bit farther. And yeah, those are some shots in his rear. As for sinking enemy ships just by breaking them is complicated, because of course eventually they will go down because of the flooding, but it takes a lot of time. Also, part of the damage you make through the rear goes past and damages the sides. But yeah, it's not a very effective way to kill an enemy ship, but it's a very effective way to bring it to its knees. Now my big problem is that I'm right now in the same situation that he is. My port side is one more broadside head and I'm gone. Also I have my pump gone. And yeah, that means that flooding is going to be a problem. I go to survival because otherwise, well, I have a lot of leaks over the waterline. If I don't contain this flooding, they are going to start coming under the water, and that's going to be a problem. He's also having some serious flooding problems. As you can see, he's settling down on the water. He's in worse shape than I am, but I'm not feeling really confident here. And also, of course, I'm still under fire from enemy frigates, which is not really good. Now, if you are wondering why I'm doing this frigate is going down, but I want it to go down really quickly, because one broadside of him really can mean the difference between victory and death. I know I'm not close enough to put that broadside on the enemy first rate, so I don't really care. So I put that broadside on the frigate to, well, make him sink faster. Meanwhile, the other one is behind me, keeping me fit. Oh my use. That's... I told you those frigates were a pain in the butt. Literally. And now, as you can see, as we come close to the wind, he's healing badly. He's suffering from very low crew numbers. He has lost 2/3 of the crew, 1/3 of the crew. He can't go upwind because I'm going to catch him. So he doubles back. He starts coming downwind, turning downwind, and that finally gives me his starboard. Also, it's fortunate because my strongest armor is in the starboard side, so I can come close to him, and when he starts firing, turn to give him my strongest armor. So trying to come close, trying to close the gap. The enemy frigate I shot before is sinking. But oh no, he won't let me win his starboard. And I can't go for him because that would involve showing my port side, and I can't do that. And here what I do is to fake that I'm going for his rear, so he turns to show his side, and when he starts doing so, I double back to try to cross behind him and with his starboard, but he spots it, and again turns starboard, and we are back at square one. He's in front of me, I am behind, I can't get a proper shot on his starboard, and I'm getting really annoyed, because this guy is driving very well. And yeah, well, I'm waiting now for my front cannons to reload, because well, why not? I can put some shots on his back. That will help a little bit. So I'm going to open a little bit to see if he tries to counter my move. So you can see he turns away. He doesn't give. He's not giving me his starboard. And at this moment I decided I have to go for it. And finally he somehow gives up trying to turn port. He gives me his rear end totally. Get some hits. I'm trying to hold my fire until at least some shots hit on his starboard side. But most of them were short. I got again some crew, but that wasn't enough. And now my floating is starting to mount up. So I start turning towards him. Have to hit this port side armor as soon as possible. Meanwhile, the frigate in my back is still giving me fits. I get my rudder damaged, and that's not good. I turn. I really need to get my port armor out of the way as soon as possible. Now he's giving the starboard, but I can't really capitalize on it because I'm far away and I'm not in the position to go upwind to at least a broadside right now. But well, seems he's not correcting. He's not turning away again. Probably at this point he was thinking already. No, he was not. He was trying to put a broadside on me, so he put some shots. And he's trying to turn away, but he's not going to be in time. I rush my broadside because I really need some hits on the starboard, and finally get some, and that's going to be his end. Man, that was complicated. After winning such a big initial advantage, really costed me so much to finish the job. Of course, mostly because of the enemy frigates, because they wouldn't let me alone, and that was a serious problem. I had no cover from my own team. Again, remember, guys, if you are in a team with big ships, of course, go for the enemy big ships, but keep an eye on your own, because for most of this battle, I was fighting one first rate and two frigates on my own, and that's not going to cut it. Well, it's not if the first rate is well driven, and that one was very well driven. So, well, yeah. Frigate to my right, first rate to my front. Port side is really bad. I need to speed up my gun loading. And at this moment, I'm really hoping this guy is going down, because if he shoots at my port, I'm going to go down as well. So, well, I straighten up, I go in a straight line, I try to give him a finishing blow, and what I'm going to do here is I'm not going to even bother trying to win his starboard again. I'm going to give him a farewell shot. As you can see, I'm in the middle of a turn, and what I'm going to do is to fire on the go. Connecting some shot also on his starboard, and keep on going. Not going to stop here. not in the mood, and I simply have to keep my starboard bow, my starboard armor, my port armor, sorry, out of the way because he's going down because he might put a last broadside on me. Now I have my starboard guns loaded, ranging shots. Open up with all of them to hasten this guy's demise. I get his bowsprit. First weight is going down, and right now I'm not concerned. I've done my job. I don't have anything more to do here. I just set full sails. I go to survival. I run straight and get away. Because really, one more shot in my port side, I'm gone. And I'm not really confident that even if my starboard gets shot, at this point I was really worried because armor is holding more or less, but I have a damaged pump and the flooding is not going down, even with survival mode. So yeah, also you can see that some of the leaks are starting to come under the water. That means the flooding is going to intensify, and I'm barely holding right now. I'm barely holding. You can see that the flooding is not really going up, not really going down. I need to. I'm repairing some leaks here and there that might help, but really, I'm in a situation that one more shot, I'm done. It's just like that. So very tight game. That was really close for me. Very interesting one. That first rate. That I had never seen that player, Sir Dog. Really good player. Gave me a run for my money. Well, not that he gave me a run for my money. His teammates did, but he did a masterful job at denying me the proper shots. Also, probably, yeah, I guess that had I not rushed that raking shot at the beginning of, well, at that moment where I told you why that shot was a mistake. Had I taken that shot on his starboard side, probably this would have been much less problematic. But you can see how rushing a shot can mean a difference between clearly winning a battle and almost losing it. Well, at least clearly surviving a battle and almost sinking. You can see that, yeah, flooding is exactly the same. Leaks are getting repaired as soon as they come underwater. This is really worrisome for me. But thankfully, nothing is shooting at me anymore. So yeah, seems that I'm going to survive this battle. Which at yeah, at one point I wasn't confident at all. I have some light ship in front of me. Not really worried about that. I'm reloading my port cannons, and I'm going to try to put some shots on that guy to hasten his demise. Well, he's already going down, so well, I'm thankful to see that because, as you can see, the flooding is again going up. One more shot, oh man, one more broadside, and I wouldn't have survived this battle. So close. But yep, this was the battle. This was the gameplay, and I think it was a very fun one, and I hope you enjoyed it. So let's check the results. Well, seems I did a little bit of damage here. Almost 30k, not going to complain, but oh man, was that close. Really, at one point I didn't have. At one point I thought I was going to sink because the first weight was simply denying me the shots, and the enemy frigates were destroying me. So yeah, you can see how important is team support for first rates. Don't forget it when you are playing Naval Action. In the meantime, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had fun watching this video. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, see you later.
We'll be right back.